Hey, how's it going, everyone? We're back for another video on the channel. I just reacted to the Fulham and Aston Villa game just a little while ago, earlier today, and we're going to go up with another video again today with a reaction to the Manchester United vs Brighton game. It was quite an interesting game. We saw Manchester United fall behind early in this game. It was a ball into the box, and Lindelof just couldn't deal with it, couldn't get up high enough, and just missed his head just barely. In my opinion, he's got to be dealing with this. As a center half, he's not a small guy, but he's not the biggest guy. As a center half, you got to be strong aerially, and you got to be strong on the ground, and you got to be quick. And Lindelof is none of these things, in my opinion. He's good in the ball, he's good at playing nice passes and whatnot, but aerially, he just doesn't cut it. You saw a nice little ball into the box, which should easily be dealt with by Lindelof. A lot of people are criticizing Aaron Wan-Bissaka on this, which I saw in the media and whatnot already, which is horrid in my opinion. Yes, Aaron Wan-Bissaka should be ball side, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka knows that Victor Lindelof should be dealing with this ball 100% of the time. 100% of the time, this ball should be dealt with by Lindelof, and it wasn't. And it just soared over his head. I guess Lindelof was in ball side, and then it was just tapped in easily by Danny Welbeck. Which was a nice finish from it wasn't really a nice finish because Dean Henderson still bailed out Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka with a brilliant save, but then the rebound just plopped out to Welbeck and it was an easy tap in. Well, Dean Henderson did fantastically here. He made a beautiful save with his legs, which we're known for De Gea doing. And, all criticism has to go to Lindelof, in my opinion, here. I think he had a horrid game. This could have been 2-0 if it wasn't for Dean Henderson. Again, I think it was 2 or 3 minutes later. I think it was a corner. Ball into the box again, right in the Lewis dunk, and Lindelof wasn't there to deal with it. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka went up with it because Lindelof just didn't feel like jumping up, and I don't understand why. You're a big center half. You got to go up with your man, win the ball, get it out. Which I don't understand still why Lindelof is the guy marking Lewis dunk, because Lindelof couldn't deal with anything in the air, just couldn't finish anything in the air, and it was awful. And I think you got to have Harry Maguire on Lewis Dunk, or you got to put Paul Pogba on Lewis Dunk. They got some tall men. Put your best guys aerially on the best guy, and it's obviously Lewis Dunk is their best man in the air. So put Harry Maguire on him. Maguire, anything in the air, Maguire's got. It's bread and butter. Everything in the air, Maguire is going to get rid of it, and he's going to have it cleared. Yeah, he might not be the best on the ground at times, but in my opinion, Harry Maguire was my man of the match. He was fantastic. Everyone's saying, oh, it was a penalty, it was a penalty. My arse, it was a penalty. It was a beautiful challenge. He didn't even stick a foot in. Danny Welbeck was sliding in to win the ball, and apparently, according to commentators and the pundits, Maguire just tapped his shin and he went falling. My ass. Maguire didn't get any of, I can't remember who it was that went down in the box, but it was late in the game, and it was, I think, their only chance they had really in the second half, in my opinion. And then, everyone was talking about a penalty shot, but even VAR didn't tell Mike Dean to go look at the view, so I don't know what they're talking about. And I think Maguire had a fantastic game. He had a beautiful clearance in the second half that stopped probably a goal scoring opportunity for Brighton. And aerially, he was fantastic. Like I said, he's always gotten it done. And commanding in the box, he kept a very high line, which I love to see from United. And he was good on the ball today. He's all in all a great game from Harry Maguire. I'd give him a 7 out of 10. He was my man of the match. No one really stood out for Man United. I got the stats up on the computer already. United had 7 shots on goal to Brighton's 3, and 14 shots the whole game compared to Brighton's 5. Which sums it up. Yeah, United didn't create a heck of a lot. We could have won 4-1, 3-1 in my opinion. I've seen a lot of people in the media criticizing United's performance, saying Ollie got out-tacticked. Yeah, he did get out-tacticked in the first half. We moved the ball slowly, we moved it lethargically. Second half, I think Ollie changed it beautifully. There was a stat out that said United had, I think it was 10, 11 attempts in the second half to Brighton's none. So Ollie obviously changed something. He went out there in the second half and he said, yeah, we're giving up too many chances. We're not moving the ball fast enough. And you saw Pogba take that one-touch pass over the top to Bruno. And Sanchez made an unbelievable diving save. And the 1-2s between Rashford and Bruno before he went off, Luke Shaw and Rashford making some clever passes in the corner. And Ollie obviously changed something. People can say he got out-tacticked in the first half. Sure, I'll agree with you to a certain extent. But in the second half, you cannot say he got out-tacticked. He obviously went out there and said, we're not going to allow any more chances, which I thought was brilliant. And then we had lots of chances. Greenwood should have, I'm going to say he should have scored, but he was way off balance. It was a long shot by Bruno Fernandes, which Sanchez didn't look like he had any meaning to wanting to save it. He fumbled it. It was a bounce in front of him, but he still got to be able to save those. It's a simple shot from range. And he fumbles it. And Daniel James, which I love for Daniel James, the guy doesn't stop running. He's energetic, he's fast, he keeps going, and he plays with passion for the shirt, which I love from Daniel James. He kept running, he followed the rebound, and Daniel James was slightly lazed off for Greenwood, and Greenwood was slightly running past it, sadly, and he was off balance, which we saw Greenwood fall backwards, and he kind of fluffed his lines, and it went over the bar and onto the top of the goal, which was unfortunate, which in my opinion should be 3-1. And you had some other chances. Greenwood hit it off the post. I think Greenwood had a fantastic game. I saw a stat come out after the game saying this is the first time all season Greenwood scored in back-to-back games. A lot of people are criticizing Greenwood this season, and I don't think it's right. He's still 19. He's still a kid. Yes, he had an unbelievable season last year, but he's still playing out of position on the right when he should be down the middle. He still has had no Paul Pogba in most of the season. He's had an unfit Marcus Rashford from almost all of the season, and Anthony Martial, who just doesn't want to play. He seems like he only has 4 goals this year compared to his, I think he had like 19 in Premier League last year. But yeah, like, don't criticize Greenwood. He's still young. He's still talented. We've seen it today. He played fantastically. I think Ole should have changed it earlier. I don't know why he left it to the 80th minute to bring on Van de Beek and then sub on McTominay after the second goal. I mean, I think Van de Beek played fantastically when he came on. He was brilliant. He had a couple nice dummies. He didn't touch the ball too much because we scored right after he came on, but you saw the instant impact from Van de Beek. Changed the midfield, changed the dynamic, bringing off Cavani. It was a great performance from Van de Beek when he played. He played a whole 14 minutes, I think it was, and then McTominay, I don't know why you bring on McTominay, but he just wants to bring in a defensive midfielder, which he isn't really a defensive midfielder in my opinion, but all in all, good performance from the substitutes, even though they hardly played. Dan James was outstanding. I think he gets very much criticized too far, in my opinion. I think I criticized him quite a bit before, and I think this season he's really turned it up, and he's really played quite well, and he deserves a lot of praise from this United team and United fans out there. Yeah, I mean, this United team didn't play well at all in the first half. Yeah, it was poor tactically. In the second half, fantastic performance, in my opinion. I think we moved the ball around a lot better. Very high line from the back line, which we need to see more often. Harry Maguire, Lindelof stepping out of that back line, moving forward, which then pushes on Pogba and Fred to move up, pushes on Bruno, and it pushes on the front three to move up too. And then you get Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka moving up farther down the flanks, which gives you more attacking presence. And then we saw, we're not used to Aaron Wan-Bissaka getting the ball into the box too often. And when we had Harry Maguire and Lindelof actually pushing forward, which we usually see when you have Maguire playing with Bailly or Maguire playing with Tuanzebe, for example. And then you had Maguire and Lindelof. This is the first time I've really seen them do it on their own. And they pushed forward. I think it was Ole did this. Ole did this. This is how he's always wanted to play, and this is why he wants another center back. But Ole got Harry Maguire and Lindelof to move forward, press up the field, and move past half, which they never usually do in these times of games, because they're vulnerable. They're not quick. They're not fast. And it was great. Yeah, we got scored on, but he's played that high line in the second half. And we saw Aaron Wan-Bissaka consistently gets balls into the box. I thought a couple of them were very dangerous. He gets criticized for his balls into the box quite often. I thought he had some very good balls in the box today. And I think he needs to keep it up. And if we keep playing this high line, we'll see more from Wan-Bissaka like that. I mean, Luke Shaw played fantastic. I mean, we can say it every game. People probably aren't going to praise him as much because he didn't get an assist, because it seems like he only gets praised when he gets an assist these days. But I think he played very well, once again. He just keeps it up. He's been consistent all season, and he just doesn't seem to stop Luke Shaw. Rashford getting another goal, leveling us up, and then we saw him come off the injury, which I think we needed to get him to come off the field. We got a big game against Granada midweek. I'm not sure if he will play. We got likes of Amad Diallo, Dan James who could play, Greenwood, Cavani. So, I mean, that's a must-win game against Granada. I'd rest Rashford personally because he's obviously playing with a few knocks. He's obviously hurting. Like, he came off. He had a fantastic performance when he was on the field, in my opinion. And, yeah, this United team played very well, I think. And we saw Dean Henderson play and start once again. His 7th start. I heard some commentators saying during the game, oh, look, he started 7 games in a row. What, is De Gea not playing anymore? It's like he's been transferred out. Like, do these guys not watch the game? Have they been watching the game? 6 of those starts at least, or 5 of the starts, were because Dean Henderson had to start, unless we wanted to play Lee Grant, because De Gea had to go home to Spain to go meet his newborn baby with his wife, which was fantastic by Ole to let him go, and because family comes first. Football is football. But family, in the end of the day, does come first. And we let Dean Henderson, or De Gea, go home to see his newborn baby, which was fantastic. But then he's pundits saying, well, he started 7 games in a row. It's like De Gea's transferred. No, he went to go visit his newborn baby and be there for his family. He obviously hasn't been transferred, you dumbasses. What are we gonna play Lee Grant instead of Dean Henderson? Like, come on, do some research. Like, Dean Henderson's been fantastic through those 5 runs, and since De Gea's come back, he's still played well. Like, the only poor thing he's done is that little fumble he had today, but he made some great saves when he was called upon, like the one on Lewis Dunk's header. Ugh, I can't speak right now. Sorry about that. The one on Lewis Dunk's header, he commands the box. We saw. I thought this was brilliant from Grant Potter. He tried to crowd Dean Henderson on corners, which too many teams haven't done. So they got around Dean Henderson, but because they know Dean Henderson's aggressive on corners, on set plays, and he gets out there, he commands his box, he gets up there, wins the ball, he goes up and grabs it, he punches it, which I think is huge from Dean Henderson. And it was a great idea from Grant Potter. It worked when he fumbled it, but Dean Henderson was still commanding the box amazingly. We saw Dean Henderson come out and claim many balls. He's very well commanding on the ball. He commands a lot from his defenders, and we saw that again today. I think that's one of the biggest upgrades I've seen in Dean Henderson compared to De Gea. De Gea on corners and set plays, he's scared to go out there. He's scared to challenge. He's scared to get up and knock the ball away. He's scared to command the box. One thing that's different from De Gea to Dean Henderson, De Gea does not command the box. He doesn't, for instance, demand from his defenders. He'll yell. Once in a while he'll yell, but on corners and set pieces, he's not getting up there. He's not winning the ball. He's not claiming it. Look at Dean Henderson. He's strong. He's big up there in the air. And he's not the tallest guy, but he's strong up there in the air, which I love to see from Dean Henderson. And he's young. He's English. English and young is my favorite because like he said, he's always wanted to play for United he said that when he was at Sheffield. He's always wanted to play for Manchester United. He got the chance. He's gotten a run. I mean, if he keeps this up, he's my shoe-in to play the number 1 goalie for the Euro squad. And I think he played really well once again, and he deserves to keep starting. It was a fantastic 2-1 win by Manchester United in the second half. Like I said many times, great on Dean Henderson. My man of the match would be Harry Maguire for this game. And I enjoyed doing another video with you guys, and I think this was a great reaction video, and I can't wait to see you guys for more videos. I'm sure I'll do a reaction tomorrow, and hopefully have another MLS video tomorrow. Can't wait to see you guys then. See you, everyone. Bye again.